Welcome back to Unscripted with Alex. I'm Alex. You know that feeling when you're lying in bed next to someone and you have a question stuck in your throat? A real one, not what do you want for dinner, but that question, the one that could change everything. We don't ask it. We roll over, we scroll our phones, and then 5 years later, we wonder why we feel like strangers. Today, we're fixing that. I'm giving you 10 relationship questions, but I'm not just listing them. I'm going to tell you why they work, when to ask them, and what the scary answers actually mean. Let's get unscripted. The boring Tuesday question. Question 1. What does a boring Tuesday look like for us in 10 years? Here's why this question is brutal in the best way. Most people fall in love during the fireworks, the first kiss, the vacation, the spontaneous road trip. But you don't build a life on fireworks, you build a life on Tuesdays. I want you to really picture this. It's a rainy evening, you're both tired, maybe one of you is sick, the dishwasher is broken, there's nothing on Netflix. Is that scene peaceful, or does it feel like a prison? What's one small ritual we have right now that you'd want to still exist on that Tuesday? Because love isn't about avoiding boredom, it's about finding someone whose boredom you don't mind sharing. Red flag answer: I don't think about Tuesdays. Green flag answer: you making coffee or us arguing about the thermostat. The sex life question. Question 2. If our sex life stayed exactly as it is right now, forever, would you stay? I can feel you tensing up through the microphone. I get it. Nobody wants to talk about this. But here's the secret no one tells you. Most dead bedrooms don't die from lack of sex. They die from lack of honesty about the lack of sex. One person is silently suffering, the other person thinks everything is fine, and neither one says a word until resentment has fossilized. This question isn't about frequency, it's about importance. For some people, sex is 10% of the relationship. For others, it's 50%. Neither is wrong, but if you're a 50% person with a 10% person and you never admit that, that's a time bomb. What does good sex mean to you right now? Not 5 years ago, right now. Because desire changes after kids, after grief, after medication. You need to check in like you're checking a pulse, not to pressure, to understand. The meanest thought question. What's the meanest thing you've ever thought about me but didn't say? I'm going to be honest with you. This question ended one of my past relationships. Not because of the answer, because of the relief after the answer. She said, I thought you were weak when you cried about your job that one time. And my first reaction was fury. But then she said, and I'm ashamed I thought that, because I actually admire vulnerability. I just wasn't raised with it. See, the meanness isn't the problem, the secrecy is. That thought was living in her head for 2 years, rent-free. Saying it out loud didn't destroy us, it finally let us fight about the real thing, her shame around emotion. What's something you've forgiven me for that I don't even know I did? That one hurts differently because you realize you've been walking around with a clean slate and they've been carrying a bruise you gave them without knowing. The stress question. Do you like who I am when I'm stressed? Be honest. When you're overwhelmed, deadlines, family drama, no sleep, do you get short? Do you shut down? Do you get sarcastic, controlling, victimy? Now here's the harder question. Does your partner like that version of you? Not tolerate, like. I have a friend, lovely guy, but when he's stressed, He becomes a logistics robot. No warmth, just task lists. His wife told him, "I feel like an employee when you're anxious." He had no idea. He thought he was being efficient. She was feeling erased. What do you need from me when I'm stressed? And what do you need me to stop doing? Because love isn't just showing up as your best self. Love is warning someone, "Hey, I'm about to get ugly. Here's the map. Here's how to help me. And here's when to walk away and let me cool down."
The solo trip question. Question 5. What would you do if I wanted to take a solo trip for 3 weeks? This is a trust autopsy, not a vacation plan. Let me break down the 3 answers. Answer A, I'd miss you terribly, but I'd be excited for you. Secure attachment, green flag. Answer B, I'd be anxious you'd cheat or realize you're happier without me. Anxious attachment, not a deal breaker, but needs conversation. Answer C, absolutely not. Why would you even want that? Control, big red flag with flashing lights. Where does your fear come from? Not your accusation, your actual fear. Because a solo trip isn't about the trip, it's about whether your relationship is a choice or a cage. Love that requires constant surveillance isn't love, it's a hostage situation. The friend you dislike question. Question 6. Which of my friends do you secretly dislike and why? Oh, you thought you didn't have one. You do. Maybe it's the one who encourages bad decisions. Maybe it's the one who flirts with you. Maybe it's the one who just has a laugh that sounds like a dying seagull. The why is the gold. If they say, "I dislike Mark because he interrupts you and you disappear when you're around him," that's love. They're paying attention. If they say, "I dislike Sarah because she's hotter than me," that's insecurity they need to own. Is there anything I do differently when that friend is around? Something I don't notice? Because the friend isn't the problem. The version of you that shows up with that friend, that's the conversation. The dark ones. Okay, no more hand-holding. Question 7. If I got a terminal diagnosis tomorrow, what's the one thing you'd regret not saying to me today? This isn't morbid, this is clarity. Most of us are walking around with unspoken love, unspoken apologies, unspoken "I'm proud of you." And we're waiting for a tragedy to say it. Don't wait. Say that thing to me right now, not tomorrow, now. I've done this exercise with couples. Half of them cry, the other half say something simple like, "I'd regret not telling you that you saved my life." And then they look at each other differently. That's the point. Question 8. What part of your past have you not forgiven yourself for, and how does it show up in our relationship? This is the trauma question. Everyone has one. Maybe you cheated on an ex and now you're overly jealous because you assume everyone lies. Maybe you were abandoned, so now you smother. When do I pay the price for something someone else did to you? That's the knife. Because if you don't answer that, your partner will keep being billed for a debt they don't owe. The weekly cut and the final yes. Question 9. What is one thing I do weekly that makes you feel unloved? Not monthly, not sometimes, weekly, because small cuts bleed the most. Maybe it's the way you look at your phone when they're in the middle of a story. Maybe it's the joke you make about their driving. Maybe it's the way you say, "I'm fine," when you're clearly not, and they have to play detective. What's the opposite of that thing? What would make you feel loved in that exact moment instead? Because criticism without a solution is just complaining. Give them the recipe. Question 10. Final question. If nothing changed in our relationship for the next 3 years, would you still say yes to this? This is the ultimate truth check. Not do you love me, but do you love this, exactly as it is, not as you hope it becomes. Because hope is beautiful, but hope is not a contract. If you're staying because you think they'll finally go to therapy, finally get a better job, finally be more romantic, you're not in a relationship, you're in a renovation project. What's the one change that would turn your no into a yes? Name it. One thing, concrete.
Not be better, be specific. I need you to say I love you first sometimes, or I need us to have a date night without phones. One thing. So, here's my challenge, and I mean it. This week, you ask one of these questions. Just one, not all 10. That's a therapy session, not a conversation. Ask it in the car, ask it while you're cooking, ask it while you're lying in the dark where it's easier to be honest. And if it gets awkward, good. If there's silence, let it sit. If someone cries, that's not failure, that's a wall coming down. This is Unscripted with Alex. No scripts, no pretending, just real conversations that most people are too scared to start. Now go be brave. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, GMC Studio NG, or listen to me on AudioMac. Links are below the description. I'll see you next time.